as I think back about why we joined this community, it's because we were overwhelmingly blown away by the fabric of this community. And when we originally were approached by the possibility of this tower, I immediately thought about what my potential superpowers are. And one of the things that I'm very good at is pulling compassionate, passionate, like-minded people together. And so I attempted to do just that. And I wanted to see if I can get some people to support us and to support our cause and to support sending a message to you guys about just how much we love this town and how we don't want the town to change, as you heard Matt Knickerbocker saying to you directly. And so I reached out for some comments. And I got a few. Actually, 20 feet of them. I'm not going to bother you with them tonight because I didn't realize we have a timer, but we have quite a timer, and I want to move quickly. But I will offer this to you, and I would ask that you read some of them. Tonight, like the 2,000 people who have commented on the document in front of you, and the nearly 1,000 people who have liked our Facebook page and signed the petition, like the 26,000 people who have liked, commented, shared, and engaged in some small way our story, Bethel's story, the story of this tiny, small town who loves each other and wants to keep it that way. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And like the 360 residents who took signs and put them in their yards and then brought those signs here tonight, I too have a message. And that message is that there should be no cell towers in family neighborhoods, Bethel or otherwise. In our very first meeting almost 2 years ago, I remember walking into a well-organized and slick presentation, not a lot unlike the one we just saw a moment ago. And what I saw, and what we continue to see, are these positive, thinly veiled comments about how this is going to be a good thing. Bear with me, because it's going to go longer.
Get it?
And these really positive, forward-looking comments are not true. In fact, as I looked on at this first meeting, and people were listening, I was shocked. A room full of people, mainly abutters very early on, uneducated about the facts. And I know that you guys only want to talk about facts. And they were being fed this silver lining from ATT reps, and I was furious. And I looked at a woman by the name of Julie Kohler, and I asked her directly to her face if she had kids, and would she live under a cell tower herself? The silence was deafening.
Yeah. Nobody.
The answer wasn't yes. You know who said yes? The AT&T guy. Shocker. Truth be told, since that night, almost 2 years ago, I have yet to hear a positive comment about this tower. These people have yet to hear a positive comment about this tower. Oh, except, the property owner's going to make roughly $60,000 a year, or Reading and Newtown might get better service, or truth be told, some people on one side of Codfish Hill might get less dropped calls. That's right. There's about 5 houses. I've been in a couple of them. But we've come a long way since 2 years ago. We've read countless citing counts and proceedings. I bet I've read more of the proceedings and more of the documents than many members of this group have, personally. We've met with dozens of experts. We've talked to landowners. We've met with real estate agencies, appraisers, RF engineers, historians, and we've even been emailing the CEO of AT&T directly. And guess what? We've learned a few things. We've learned about ambiguous health risks. We've learned about property value risks. We've learned that Bethel has a great voice, and guess what? We're not asking for better service. We've learned that this tower helps Newtown and Reading more than us, and we've learned about the difference between capacity and coverage. You know what another word for capacity is? Gluttony. The carriers get bandwidth, more simultaneous streams of video. Fantastic. A capacity argument is not an argument to threaten 100 plus direct families, if not hundreds, if not thousands or hundreds of children. I suspect you guys have driven around today. Maybe you drove around the parcel that encapsulates this land. Houses all around it, families all around it. Did you notice the circle and how many homes that the tower threatens? To many families, You might say, well, it's a big parcel, and so centrally locating it perhaps on that big parcel is, that seems like a reasonable opportunity, a reasonable solution. Well, the pendulum swings both ways, because that giant parcel affects more families than most small parcels that lots of towers sit on today. So let's talk about risk.
Can you wrap it up, please?
I cannot.
Because other people, I think, also want to speak.
I'd like to ask that anybody else who speaks, perhaps do so. Thanks, Steve. I'm told that we cannot
Turn the
mention.
microphone back out, we want to hear it.
I'd also appreciate the microphone too. Yeah, I think that's pretty rude to lose the microphone. Somebody please turn that back on. I promise I won't shout. Thank you so much. I'm told I can't mention health. And I'm told that legally you can't listen. I'm told that you get that right because of the Telecommunications Act of 1996, when cell phones were the size of a shoe. In 1996, if you had 100 people in a room, maybe two of them would have cell phones. If you polled this room, more than 100 people, maybe even 200, thank God, right now, you would find more than 200 cell phones. But with time and usage comes research. And at this point in time, the research doesn't support. At this point in time, the research does not come with long-term data. And that long-term data leaves us with only one thing: risk.
That's right. That's right.
But there is data that we do have. Thousands of people have come out in opposition for all kinds of reasons. There are alternative sites that do not affect families. AT&T and Verizon have great coverage. This is irrefutable. Cell phone and tower radiation is closest in composition to that of a microwave. Also a fact. Microwaves cook things. Also a fact. Your cell phone slowly cooks your head. This is proven. Your cell phone is dangerous. In fact, iPhone and BlackBerry manuals tell you to keep your phone at least a half an inch from your ear. Also a fact. The electromagnetic fields produced by mobile phones are classified by many scientific agencies and institutions, including the prestigious Weizmann Institute of Science, as carcinogenic to humans. Towers are dangerous at close range, and cell phones are not toys. Particularly, towers are dangerous to the workers who work in close proximity to them. Also a fact. Support groups are growing to support them. Also a fact. Tower antennas are most dangerous in direct line of sight, and the radiation therein reduces at distance exponentially. These are all facts that we know today. But without any more study, we are left with risk. And until then, until we know just how dangerous this tower is to my wife and my 3 children, who, in our bedroom where 1,000 feet as the crow flies from the tower, we don't know. Or Mark and Jillian, several hundred feet from it, we don't know. Or Mary Nordman with a disgraceful number of feet from the tower, we don't know. We don't know what risk they're taking. And even though early unrecognized studies have been done, we don't know how the cell towers will affect our children and our families. Thousands of us on the Hill, we don't know, and you don't know. Yet AT&T and Verizon and North Atlantic Tower, and even the Siting Council gets to decide what risk these families get to take. You get to decide if we take that risk. But if we don't know, why aren't there stricter guidelines until we know? It's happened in Los Angeles. Los Angeles Firemen's Union has stopped cell phone towers from going on firehouses until we know. Heck, Dodging Town, the first life of this cell phone tower that appears to have 9 lives, the Dodging Town site was declined by the applicant's own admission. It was declined in part because it was near a school. It's written in the application. So if that's the case, why are our kids okay? Our kids don't want to be guinea pigs. Are our children worth less? How do we explain that? How do I explain to my son, age 6, who says, with all the common sense in the world, Dad, if towers might be harmful, why put them near us in the first place? My 6-year-old. His name is Gino. So what do I say to Gino? That the AT&T's got more money? Is that what I say? Is that my answer? Gino and his friends Lita and John and Ben, and my daughter Gia and Enzo, his brother and sister, Stephen, Catherine, Anna, Joseph, Alyssa, some of which are here tonight, they're asking the same question. We don't want to be your guinea pigs. And so with that, I want to close with the question. If we don't know, when do we stand up and say no? When do you join us and stand up and help us say no? When do you look at these applications near all of these residents and families and say, there must be a better place? And in fact, there is. And AT&T, with your billions of dollars, please, you go find it. The Siting Council rubber stamps these things. Oh yeah, once it's gotten to the Siting Council, you're toast. Give up, it's over. They approve 96% of what goes in front of them. This is what they tell us. This is what they tell us. You guys heard of social media? I've heard from more than one person who stood in the same position I have, that the guys on the left side of the table, they just approve every one of these things. You two gentlemen sitting on that end of the table, I hear that directly. This is traveling around the internet where millions of people see this. Don't you want to stand for something else? Couldn't we? Couldn't we? 96% is the fun little comment that floats around online about the Connecticut Siting Council. And at this time, I'd like to call our collective attention to the excerpt of the mission statement of the council. To objectively balance public need for adequate and reliable services with the need to protect the environment and ecology, and to avoid the unnecessary proliferation of cell towers. So if we don't have a need, and this is only for capacity, and there are property owners who are willing and able to take the tower that affect far less families, and our families might be in danger, when will you vote and take a stand? Because we can't vote. You can. I can't vote. I can just suck up time and make you angry because I'm doing it, and I apologize for that. When will it be for the families of Codfish Hill? 96% of the council dockets get rubber stamped. 96% of the council dockets get rubber stamped. This is what I'm told. I want your and our heads to rest easy tonight. I want to be a 4%er. Thank you.